If you guys are just tuning in, we are talking to the beautiful couple, Sean and Crystal Foote. They are some of the co-stars on Mediterranean Below Deck, which is on Bravo. Of course, the show showcases beautiful scenery, beautiful beaches. They're on a yacht. It's the lifestyle of the rich and famous. So
take it back.
I know, right? All of us wish we were out there doing that right now. But we're talking to Sean about his beginnings and his work in the music industry. And he's worked with some huge, you just named, very casually named some of industry's biggest names. And the fact that you were able to pivot and still take that experience and those relationships into, a new business. I think that is key. Can you give advice to anyone? I know that we're in Atlanta, and Atlanta is definitely a creative, creative soil here is so ripe, and there's so many creatives doing so many different things, from music to television to technology. There's so much going on here. Can you give advice to a young person that could be watching and wants to be able to really take their talent and their creativity and make that into their business, but they're having sometimes the creativity and the business don't always mesh well?
Yes, I think that it takes a combination of you being resilient, because obstacles and adversities are sort of part of business. So you have to be built to shake that off. And then you have to be flexible, because change is always occurring. I mean, 2020 couldn't be a better example of dealing and adapting to change. And if you're not able to adapt, it makes it very, very difficult for you to evolve in whatever business that you're focused on. And so if you have that mentality where you're flexible and you can adapt and you're resilient, through any obstacles that you face, I think no matter what it is that you do, you just stay focused and, you'll achieve your goal.
Nice. Crystal, I was reading an interview, and you mentioned that it was really important for you all, for the family, to stay humble, even though you're, doing these very extravagant things that, like I said, it kind of seems like lifestyles of the rich and famous, to be out on a yacht, an exotic location. How do you stay grounded, even though you all have had a lot of success? You're obviously raising children in an environment where there's a lot of success. What do you guys do to stay grounded and stay humble amidst all of that?
Yeah, so we know where we came from, humble beginnings. Sean and his family came here from Antigua, and my father, he came from a very rural area in Southern Virginia. So we know where we came from, and we also, just by our travels as well, sometimes we go to third world countries and we see how they live. So although we have a great time to go to the beach, this is reality for a lot of people that they can't enjoy that. So just being able to connect with people and to give back as well really keeps us grounded, because at the end of the day, giving gratitude to God is amazing of where you are now, but that can all go away as well if you're not able to ground yourself and be humble during the process. So that's why it's so important to us to just always give back, to understand where we came from, and then to give gratitude.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I would just say that our, evolution process, it doesn't change us. Maybe the people around us have changed, but to be quite honest with you, if you look at Below Deck Mediterranean, the people that we were on that yacht with, few of those people I've known for 30 plus years.
Yeah, let's talk about that south side. How did you guys see yourself, growing up and then having this type of success? Did you envision that when you guys were younger?
Definitely not. I don't think any of us imagine, when your origins are from Southside Jamaica, Queens, there's not a lot of people that make it out and have a tremendous amount of success. Somehow or another, we were blessed and fortunate to do so. But I can tell you, if I think back 30 years ago, I would have never imagined some of the things in the life that I experience now. Ever happened. So I don't even think I would have even thought I would be moving out of New York City. So that's a big deal in itself. But yeah, we've all come a very, very long way from where we started. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you that. You mentioned it before I got around to it, because I was doing an interview last week with the author and Steve Canal, and he was talking about how often sometimes the people you grow up with, you grow out of those relationships because they're not headed in the same direction as you are. How do you think you've been fortunate enough to have had relationships that extend back that far, where you guys all were growing, maybe not at the same pace, but in the same direction, so that you were able to keep those relationships? That really is rare. And I think it's a great thing because it allows you to stay connected and to really know that those people are there. That friendship's got to feel different when it expands back that far. But how do you think you were able to keep those relationships where some people find that they outgrow, or their friends and the people that they're around when they're younger don't really mature, or they don't aspire to the same lifestyle that they eventually end up living?
I think it's a testament to character. Because as I reflect on my life, I think about people that I know that have not come as far as I have come. And I know people who have come way further that are famous and all of this. And some of those people have changed. And, I'm not that person. If you have a relationship for 30 years and I haven't seen you and I bump into you, I'm going to treat you like the same relationship we had 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I just don't forget where I come from. I think that people who do that, it's just a testament to poor character. So, I know that, people evolve, and sometimes you can't be connected with some of the people that you were connected with before.
And that's okay.
That's okay. But I'm not going to treat you differently. Maybe I just keep my distance a little bit more.
Right.
Right. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I don't know about you, Crystal.
Yeah, I think evolution, like you said before, change will occur, whether that's from a personal standpoint to a business standpoint, right? I have a friend that I've known since I was 10, but our trajectory in life matched. It was very similar. So that's why we're still together to this day, and we're going on vacation, hopefully soon when this pandemic is done. But yeah, it's just, having the same mindset and beliefs is very important to me. So being grounded in faith and spirituality, I think that also helps with just having that same, friend that you've had over decades and decades lasting long.
Absolutely. Add a little bit more light to that frame. Crazy. All right, so let's get into the show. You guys mentioned earlier getting a chance to go to different places and try different food and explore different areas. Can you talk to us maybe about each of you give us your most memorable place that you guys visited on the show, and tell us a little bit why. For those of us that haven't got a chance to travel quite as much as you all, give us a little bit about one of the places that you guys enjoyed the most and what it was about that location that really stuck out to you.
I don't even remember the city that we went to when we went on the trolley.
Yeah, I don't know.
Valdemosa?
Yeah, I think maybe.
It might have been Valdemosa, but it was a city that we did an excursion on. And I say for us, because of the twist of it being on a reality show, our experience, I think what the most memorable part of that was, when you get off, the yacht and you go to the city and you have this camera crew around you and there's 30 people surrounding you, watching your every moment, it draws a crowd. So people are like, who are they? Is that Barack and Michelle? Beyonce and Jay-Z, and they're snapping pictures of you, and that was a unique experience. It felt like we had Secret Service around us 24/7. But we got a chance to visit an old historic church, and we went hat shopping, and we both love hats. So it was just a wonderful, wonderful day, and everybody picked out hats, and which I think kind of identified their personality, so to speak. And so that was one of the most memorable experiences I think of as we got off the yacht, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, there are, so many great moments. I would say to sum everything up would be that it was the best customer service I've ever gotten in my life. Like, it was outstanding. And even though it's a show, right, that's still the crew's job. They still charter other yachts. And so I've been on other yachts before and the customer service was not that good, but this was the best I've ever had in my life. And they really tried hard to make us happy. And so I would say just summing it up, everything. They're amazing.
Yeah, she's 100% right. There's not a moment that you yearn or need anything because they are always in your face. Do you need another drink? Do you need this? Do you need that? You know, are you okay? Is everything fine? And I mean, the service is just impeccable.
It is.
Yeah. Well, one of the viewers said you guys were nice to the chef when he was messing up. That says a lot about you guys staying grounded. The fact that your personalities and you guys were still gracious, even in that situation. That's not always what we see.
Yeah,
Right.
so I want to speak to that really